Today our topic of discussion is single inheritance. So single inheritance means whenever we have one superclass, say the class name is A, and we have another subclass B, which is inheriting the properties of the superclass. So basically here I want to say that in C++, inheritance is the process in which one object acquires all the properties and behavior of its parent object automatically in such a way that you could reuse, extend, or modify the attributes and the behavior which are defined in other class. So now in this case, we have to remember that whenever I am talking about that subclass is inheriting the property of the superclass, so what kind of property we are talking about? So first we will discuss about the single inheritance in which your superclass is having only the data members and the subclass is trying to access that data member. This is your case number 1. And now in case number 2 I will discuss the superclass is having one method and the subclass is trying to access that method. And case number 3 is the most important one. In the previous class, I have discussed that whenever we are inheriting the property of the superclass, by sitting at the subclass at that point of time, the access specifier of the superclass must be public. But today I will show you one case where we will try to inherit the superclass where the access specifier of the superclass is private. So these are the three cases that we are going to discuss. Now consider the first code of single inheritance. Here you could find that we have one superclass and the name of the superclass is account. So this is our case number 1 because in the superclass we are just considering the data members only. So here we have only one data member in the superclass and name of the variable is salary and the data type of the variable is float and it is having an initial value of 60,000. So this is the superclass. And now in the previous class I have discussed that whenever we are going to define one subclass, here the subclass name is programmer, then we have to write class programmer, then colon, then access specifier and then the superclass name. So here the access specifier is public and here I'm just writing the superclass name. Since the superclass is already defined, so here we are just mentioning the superclass name only. Class keyword is not used over here. So now in this case, since this is the scope of the subclass, so within this scope, this subclass is having its own data member which is known as bonus. And this data member is again of type float and it has initial value 5000. So this is the superclass and this is the subclass. So by using colon, this subclass can access the data member of the superclass and also it can be able to access its own data member also. So I have discussed that whenever we have inheritance, then at this point of time, we will always create the object of the subclass only because properties of the superclass are implicitly copied, means internally copied inside the subclass. So it is inheriting the properties. So here we are just creating the object of the subclass and the name of the subclass is programmer and the object name is P1. And you see how we can access the data members. So using this P1, whenever I'm going to access the data member of the superclass, so I will write object name dot the data member name of the superclass. So what we are doing over here, we are accessing the data member of the superclass with the help of subclass object. So it is only possible in case of inheritance. Again, I am using the same subclasses object and accessing subclass's own variable, that is bonus. So here you have to remember the syntax object dot the data member name. This is how you could access the superclass and as well as subclasses data member. Now if you execute this code, you will be able to see for p1.salary, you will be able to see this amount first, and then for p1.bonus you will be able to see this amount first, this amount next. Let me execute this code. So here I am getting the data member value of the superclass as well as the data member value of the subclass. So here, what is my point? Here the point of discussion is, here inheritance is proven. That is, the subclass is inheriting the data members of the superclass using this colon symbol. So as a result, using the object of the subclass, we can access both the data members. This is your case number 1. Now let's consider case number 2. In this case, what we are doing, here we are trying to access the method of the superclass. So now here we have one superclass and the name of the superclass is animal. And within this superclass we have one method. See here, the method name is eat and there is no return type, means this method is not returning anything, so that's why it is void. So, and I have already discussed that whenever our return type of the method is void, so inside this method we will write cout. If you have any return type here, int or float, anything, so at that point of time cout is not allowed. So at this point of time you have to write return keyword. So anyways, here we have one superclass and this superclass is having only one method without return type and name of the method is eat. And here I am just printing eating. And now we have one subclass. So name of the subclass is dog. And we are accessing the superclass, and here again the access specifier of the superclass is public. So class dog, which is a subclass, colon, means inheriting the property of the superclass animal. And what is the property over here? This method. Now again, like previous example, this subclass is also having its own method. So name of this method is bark, and again this method has no return type. So I am just writing here cout. And now, since we are talking about inheritance, we will only create the object of the subclass only. So here the subclass name is dog and I'm creating one object d1 of the subclass. And by using d1, see how we are accessing the method. So in the previous case, object name dot data member name. But here the rule is object name dot method name and then you have to write this symbol, that is this open and close parenthesis. So this is the basic difference how you can access the variable and how you can access a method. So in case of accessing the variable, the rule is object name dot data member name. However, in case of method accessing, you have to write object name dot method name and then with this symbol. This symbol you have to write. So this is the basic difference. So here by using the object of the subclass, I am accessing the method of the superclass and also I am accessing its own method, which is a bark. So now in this case, if I execute this code, so I will get eating and barking as an output. So here I'm getting eating and barking as an output. So what is the conclusion up to this? The conclusion is by using subclass we can access superclasses method as well as superclasses data member both. Now we will discuss the most important part, that is case number 3. So this is the most important case. Why it is the most important case? Try to understand. Here again, I am using the concept of single inheritance. So in single inheritance, we have a superclass and below the superclass, we have one subclass. But here try to understand what we are doing. First, in the superclass, we have more than one data members, int A and int B. And also in the superclass, we have one method, that is MUL for multiplication. So basically in the previous cases, we have discussed only data members and methods. So in this case, I am just combining these two. So basically here our superclass A is containing data members and as well as methods. So since we have already proved that our subclass can access both of this, so we can say that our subclass can easily access this by using its own object. But what is the special thing over here? First write the subclass name, then write colon, and afterwards you have to write the access specifier, and usually we will use public access specifier before the superclass's name. But here what we are doing, here I'm just writing private A, means here the access specifier of the superclass is private. So here we are learning whenever your superclass is private, how to access its data members and the methods. Now how we can do that? So at this point of time, what we are doing, see, inside the subclass, I'm just writing one public method. So this display method is its own method. Now within this public method, we are just calling the superclasses method. See, the superclasses method name is MUL. Here inside the subclasses method, I am calling means writing the method name and open and close parenthesis for the method and storing this inside one data member of this subclass. So result is the data member of the subclass B and display is the method of the subclass B. So since our superclass's access specifier is private, so here we are accessing the method of the superclass by calling the method inside the subclasses method and storing it inside the subclasses data member. And here we are just printing this data member. This is the point that you have to remember. And as a result, afterwards, what we are doing, we are just creating the object of the subclass and then just calling one method only. I'm just calling here display method only because inside this display method, this MUL method is automatically called. So whenever we are calling display method, so this method will be called. As a result, inside this method, multiplication method will be called. So what will be our expected outcome? Try to understand. Display method is not printing anything by its own. So the responsibility of the display method is to display the MUL method. So MUL method means it is going to print A into B. So basically, whenever we are calling the display method, then it will call MUL method. So our expected output is this multiplication A into B. So this A into B means 4 into 5. So this is the thing that you have to remember. So what we are learning over here. So this is the most important thing, that the question is, what happens if the access specifier of the superclass is private? So the answer is very simple. At this point of time, class A is privately inherited. Therefore, the MUL function of class A cannot be accessed by the object of the class B since it is private. So it can only be accessed by the member function of the class B. So whenever this type of situation occurs, then this method cannot be accessed by object of B. So at this point of time, the only solution is create one variable or data member of subclass and also create one method of the subclass and just call the method of the superclass. So this is the only way by which you can access privately inherited superclasses content. Now let's execute this code. See, multiplication of A and B is 20. So this case you have to remember.